I am John, the strength coach, and today I wanted to go over a video about fitness industry mentality and how the fitness industry is becoming extremely toxic at the moment. And it's actually really frustrating me because I've seen so many communities of people from different subset of categories such as powerlifters, bodybuilders, calisthenics guys, yogis, runners, rock climbers, other different athletes who are just completely dissing on each other all the time about how their sport's the best sport, about why their sport's the best sport, about why they're stronger or fitter or more less prone to injuries, or this or that or this. And it's like, come on guys, seriously? Aren't we just all doing it for fitness? I mean, you're trying to compete at maybe like high levels, I understand. And maybe your sport is more required to do particular movements. So if you're a powerlifter, you need to do more movements such as bench, deadlift, squat, which is fine. But have you ever considered a crossover? Maybe that, once a week, that perhaps doing yoga might actually help produce more flexibility and actually may produce better results in the actual gym itself when it comes to powerlifting. Have you ever considered that getting fitter and maybe Muay Thai or boxing might be a good crossover to actually build more aesthetic physique for a bodybuilder? Have you ever considered maybe doing some bodybuilding movements might be better at building a little bit more strength in your calisthenics or powerlifting movements? Have you ever really considered that trying something new can actually benefit your training? And also, you might find you might actually enjoy it more. But the problem is with the tribal mentality we have nowadays, it's just like politics. We're so divided from one side to the other. There's black and white, but there's no grey. There's no in the middle. There's no fine tuning. There's no understanding to each other anymore. We're all locked in this bloody tribal war against each other. And why? And when did this start happening? What had happened to the community of fitness? What has happened to the community of people coming together, rallying together? Why are we all of a sudden putting each other down and being negative all the time, especially on the internet, especially with the comments in the section below going, oh, my sport's better than your sport because you're a pussy. And it's like, what the is wrong with you? Why are you putting someone else's sport down? You have no idea if that sport's any good for you, good for them. You have no idea why they do it for this, for the mental state. You consider the fact that people actually enjoy doing what they do. I've seen CrossFitters who have this great community, this great mentality towards their training, that they really enjoy it, but also the negatives in the sense where they can also really put down other subset category groups of people who are in this other tribal community who are dissing on CrossFit. Yes, there are bad coaches in CrossFit. Yes, there are good coaches in CrossFit. Yes, there are bad coaches in powerlifting. Yes, there are good coaches in powerlifting. You've got to look at it on an individual basis and stop putting this category of this particular sport is rubbish as a whole based on one person that you saw on the internet or based on one thing you saw on the internet. I mean, how many times have you seen something on the internet where someone does a fail online and you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that sport because it's a load of crap and my sport's clearly superior to that sport because I've seen that one thing? I mean, do you really know the data? Do you know the real things behind it? Probably not. I'd be quite surprised if you did. So have you ever thought to yourself that maybe doing like yoga might improve your strength gains in other areas? Have you considered maybe even going trampolining might get you more athletic, to get you more, your fast twitch muscle fibers to even get better at powerlifting? Have you ever considered all these different various sports can actually improve your particular sport? And like I said before, when you're doing a sport and when you're doing it competitively, you want to be able to do your sport more often, but maybe once a week or even twice a week if you've got the time, to spend a little bit more time developing your skill set, developing your flexibility, stability, strength, whichever one you're trying to get better at. It might actually impact your sport positively. And if you're considered that maybe talking to someone in that fitness community who you've been putting down for a long time and actually exchanging ideas may benefit you both. Or even if it's in the gym and you see someone doing something, rather than putting them down, ask them why they're doing it, talk to them. When have we stopped talking to people? What's the problem with this world nowadays? Why are we all of a sudden like so trapped in our own mentalities of we're better than this and you're better than that? it just boggles my mind. I just can't understand it. Like, there's so many different sports I like to do. There's so many different ways I like to utilize my body. And there's so many things that I don't like doing as well. But I actually have come to the own conclusion in my brain that this is the reason why I don't like to do certain things. I don't like long distance running because I find it boring. It's nothing to do with the fact that it's not beneficial in some ways. Some people find it really beneficial. Some people love the outdoors. They love doing it for competitive times. They love doing it for all these reasons. It doesn't mean that some sports aren't for you. But what I'm trying to say is, if you tried some different sports, you might find that you might enjoy them, and actually it might take over your actual main sport, and realizing that you've been pigeonholing yourself and holding yourself back for a long time because all you wanted to do was get fit in the first place. But for some reason, you've now got into this tribal mentality that you can only do this sport because everyone else in your community will put you down if you did try something new. And if anyone is putting you down in that community for trying something new, then clearly that's not the community for you. You need to go and find a better community that supports you and puts you out into a better flipping mentality, a better state of mind, a better skill set. Anyway, ranting again, as usual. I seem to be going on a bit more of a rant about the fitness industry these days because I'm just sick and tired of seeing these issues arising, and I just really want to get the real things out there. I want to get the real reasons why people train. If you're someone who, for instance, is overweight, check my last video out about overweight as well, because that's a really good real topic of how you can lose weight over time. If you're overweight and you're wondering which sport to get into, or you're too afraid to try a sport, why don't you try getting a personal trainer? And not necessarily a personal trainer in just bodybuilding or powerlifting. Why don't you get a personal trainer who does boxing? Maybe once a week, maybe do once a week someone who does Muay Thai fighting, or maybe once a week go climbing, and just try different skill sets, see what you enjoy, and when you find something you enjoy or find one or two things you enjoy, stick at it. Because so many people who are overweight, they maybe go into the gym, they don't know what they're doing, they're trying to figure out the machines, etc., and they're too afraid to ask because they think that these people who are maybe in shape might be something that they should fear. And I don't understand why, because at the end of the day, we were all like that once too, or at least we started off, similar to you, and we didn't know what we were doing, and we asked and we got part of the community and we were better. So, finding yourself someone or a few people and try different communities of people. Don't be afraid to talk. You'll be surprised how nice people can actually be when we get excited and can talk about the things that we really enjoy doing. And all of this point of this video really was about tribal mentality, and what I want to really put it into and summarize it in a way that people can understand why we need to start doing this. Look at mixed martial arts. If you don't understand or haven't seen mixed martial arts, I would suggest that maybe you look at the UFC's history of the last 30 years. When that first started, find a YouTube video, that's fine. When that first started, it was about judo guy against karate guy. It was about Muay Thai guy against the wrestler. It was the sumo wrestler against, the kung fu guy. And we soon realized that actually, although some people were much better at fighting, let's say the judo guy was much better at fighting the karate guy than they thought, it was because, they could practice grapples that maybe the karate guy didn't know. There were so many different ways that these pros and cons of both sides could find a way to beat that opponent. And they realized fast that their martial art or their skill set didn't match up well against other people's skill sets because they realized they had weaknesses in their game. And for years and years and years, they probably thought their martial art was the best martial art. And then when it got put into practicality, they realized their martial art had severe weaknesses. This is what Bruce Lee kind of started off with, the whole mixed martial arts thing. He was saying it was all about absorb the useful and negate the useless. Do what works for you and then utilize it. Try different sports out. If you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, maybe it might be good to learn some Muay Thai and some other grappling moves that you could learn off a wrestler, because it might put you at advantage against someone else who is also multifunctioned and who also has various skill sets. And then all of a sudden you look at the development over the last 30 years and you can see these mixed martial artists will kick that ass of any guys 30 years ago now who are just a karate guy or a, you know, jiu-jitsu guy, Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. But what you also got to understand is if you are doing it for a professional level, high level sport, and your sport is just one thing, for instance, you are just a powerlifter, and you need to focus on your powerlifting mostly because, of course, that is going to get you at higher competition at your level, in your group, to succeed in your area of skill set. So, you know, of course, obviously being a pure powerlifter mainly is going to be beneficial to win that particular competition, but most of us aren't competing. Most of us are just doing it to keep fit. Most of us are just doing it to keep fun and keep it alive and keep ourselves motivated and going back to the gym. So try some different things. You'll be surprised what you might like. You know, you might be surprised that the powerlifter likes doing yoga. I mean, myself personally, I used to do powerlifting, I've done bodybuilding, I've done rock climbing, I've done calisthenics, I've done yoga, I've done mixed martial arts. I tried loads of different things, and now I've come to understand what I like, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are. I've got a medium range of skills in certain things. I won't say I'm the best at everything. If you put me a mixed martial artist up against, let's say, a karate guy in a karate match, the karate guy is more likely to win at karate against mixed martial arts because he's not as good at karate, or let's say the other karate guy, because he's got a mixed skill set. So I'm not saying that having your own tribe doesn't have its bonuses when it comes to competition, but what I'm saying is, for fitness and for the fitness industry, we need to realize that there is much better ways of getting around and enjoying fitness as a whole, getting better as a community, start talking to each other, exchanging ideas, and actually understand that multifaceted exercise is actually the best way forward. It's the best way to keep us motivated. It's the best way to keep us in this mind state of, you know, just enjoying fitness overall. Anyway, another rant video. I'm Johnny the Strength Coach. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please share, like this video. I know some people will disagree with me. I know that this isn't always going to always be the most popular video for some people, because some people are so tribal that they actually believe that they believe their own hype, that they believe that they're always going to be right. So it doesn't matter what I say, but, you know, I can understand that some people have, you know, some leeway and room in their mind that they will actually understand this video and they want to share it out there and put it out there and subscribe to this video, because it allows you to actually get a bigger community, a wider community of people who can actually draw together from loads of communities, and we can stop fighting each other and start understanding that we've got to work together. Anyway, rant over again. I keep doing this. See you later. Goodbye. Whew, I got damn.